What's up, everybody? This is Kerry. In this video, I'm going to give you my best bets for Week 14 of the NFL season. As always, I will look back at the previous weeks and I show you my record for each and every week. In Week 13, we went 2-6, which is not great. In Week 12, we went 3-6. So I've got 2 losing weeks in a row. For most of the season, we've been winning. We had several winning weeks. We had 7 of them. But we're kind of on a little bit of a downtrend right now. But that just makes me more determined to get right and make sure that we get the best trends and the best bets we can. In particular, the new trend I have this week is a very strong trend and has been profitable in each of the last 9 seasons in a row. There hasn't been one season where this trend hasn't hit. So I'm real excited to share that new trend with you all. And looking at the bottom here, we're still at 55-45 for the season, a 55% win rate, and we're at up 5.86 units. So let's do a quick Week 13 recap. Home teams before their bye week to cover the spread. The Commanders were that team in the last Week 13, and they did not cover the spread there against the Dolphins. This is a particular trend that was very strong, but there is no more bye week, so there's no more home teams for the bye week, so this trend is going to be put to rest after this week. Underdogs coming off 20-plus point losses to cover the spread. That went 1-2 last week, and this is a particular trend that we're going to look a little bit closer at and see if we want to continue following it or not. Divisional road teams that lost as home favorites in Game 1 and then come back and cover the spread in Game 2 against their same opponent. There weren't any in Week 13, but we do have these in Week 14. And divisional games with totals in 43 to 43.5 to go under. And finally, trend number 5, games with totals in one of these 5 numbers that go under. And in Week 13, this went 1-4. So really not happy about that. And this is one of my favorite trends by far. This trend is still profitable. It's at 55.56% in 2023. This was just a particular bad week for this trend. If you look there in the bottom lines at the Saints, for example, that closing total is at 48. If I were to actually wait until Sunday morning to place these bets, I would not have placed that bet. So could have went 1-3 as far as the trend goes, but in my video best bets, it was 1-4. So, and one more thing here. There were a lot of high totals last week. And looking at all 5 of these, if suppose that we had lines here that were at 59.5, everyone in the universe would have bet those under, but that would still be a 1-4. So a lot of big totals last week, which I'm going to hopefully think might be more of an anomaly than an actual consistent trend here. Let's get to our Week 14 best bets. So here are our trends. The top one here, divisional road favorites in Weeks 10 to 16 that cover the spread. This is a new trend. This is a late season trend, which I'm very happy to find. Again, I give credit to Ralph Michaels of Wager Talk TV, Bet On It show. And he showed this one. He said that this was for divisional road favorites in November and December. I kind of tweaked it a little bit because that last week of the season, we see a lot of wild games where they play a lot of backups maybe, or teams just kind of tank it or whatever. They rest their starters because they're already in a seeded position for a playoff. So for whatever reason, that last week I don't like to look at. So weeks 10 to 16 from 2015 to 2022, and for the first 10, 11, 12, 13 weeks of the 2023 season. Underdogs coming off 20-plus point spread. All of these have been updated for the first 13 weeks of 2023. And you can see the overall percentages are very high, and that's why I'm still sticking with these trends. And look at that season hit rate on the top one, 9 of 9. This trend has been profitable for every single season from 2015 even up until 2023. So here is the home teams before their bye week to cover the spread. And looking at the far right there, 58.8% for 2023. Again, there are no more bye weeks, so this trend is going to be put to rest here. And we thank you very much for your profits. It's been a very profitable trend, very strong in the last 5 seasons and very strong overall. So I'm looking forward to visiting this one again in 2024. We're replacing it with this one, divisional road favorites in weeks 10 to 16 that cover the spread. So this is the idea behind this one. It's very nice to interpret. This is 60.6% overall, a nice sample size. And look at that, all 9 seasons it's been profitable. And so far in 2023, it's at 87.5%. It's hit 7 of 8 games. But generally speaking, this is the idea. The teams that are divisional road favorites are probably going to be teams that are doing well, maybe shooting for the playoffs, and they're playing a familiar divisional opponent. So late in the season, maybe they're working a little bit harder to get that playoff seeding. And again, look at the percentages down there, very strong. And this year so far at 87.5%. So here is the first one. This is a new trend. We have the Lions at -3 against the Bears. And I got this with -118 odds. These are all bets I placed right before I made this video. And right now, I know there's a lot of people that are high in the Bears, and I get that. But this trend is very strong. It's hit 7 of 8 so far this season. I don't want to go against this trend. So I'm going to pick the Lions at -3. Here is one that I'm concerned about. Underdogs coming off 20-plus point losses that cover the spread. This is a very strong trend, 58.1%, 248 sample size, and it's hit in multiple seasons. But this year, look at the far right there, 44%. So this is the one that I would probably now hesitate and maybe even back off on completely. But for this week, we have a very special team that satisfies this trend. And you know who they are, probably. The Eagles. They got beat by the 49ers. And now they're playing the Cowboys. So, this is one where typically in this particular trend, we see teams like the Giants and maybe the Panthers, maybe the Jets, for example. I would never have imagined the 10-2 team, the Eagles, would be in this trend. And getting that hook there at 3.5, I like that anyway. So this is the trend I'm going to give up on, but not this week because we have the Eagles here. The divisional teams that lost as home favorites in game 1 to cover the spread in game 2, we got the Buccaneers. They were home favorites early in the year against the Falcons and lost. Now they're on the road, and they get 2.5 points here. And I got this one as well. So we have 3 spread bets this week. Trend 4. This is another trend that's kind of low this year. I think it's only 3 of 9, which is 33%. But overall, it's very strong. And the Lions at the Bears satisfy this trend. There are divisional teams that are in this one of these two numbers. So I'm going to go ahead and bet that one as well. And then finally, trend 5, games in one of these 5 numbers. We have the Seahawks at the 49ers at 46.5, and the Titans at the Dolphins at 46.5. And down there at the bottom, we have the Bills at the Chiefs. Again, these are not bets in the gray area there. They're just ones we keep an eye on, and maybe in Sunday morning or Sunday before the games. So that's a total of 3 spread bets and 3 total bets for a total of 6 bets. And with that brand new trend, that is very, very strong. As always, good luck, have fun. And I'm not going to give up. I'm following these trends to week 18, and I'm looking forward to this turning around for us. Let's go.